Yo, what is up, guys? Today we are talking about the betting odds and parlays that we could be doing for this UFC Fight Night Thompson versus Neal fight card. This fight card is absolutely insane. A lot of fights did end up getting canceled from the fight card, but the fight card is still absolutely stacked from top to bottom. Absolutely insane. There are only 13 fights on this fight card. I believe there was supposed to be like 17, maybe 16 fights on this UFC Fight Night, but now there's only 13. The first fight of the night between Carlton Minus and Christos Giagos. The second between Jimmy Flick and Cody Durden. And then we have Tafon and Chukwi and Jamie Pickett. Then we have Deron Wayne and Antonio Arroyo, Carl Robertson and Dalcha Lunyambula, Panny Kianzad and Sijara Eubanks. We have Anthony Pettis and Alex Morano. We have Marcin Tybura and Greg Hardy, Jillian Robertson and Tyler Santos, Marlon Moraes and Rob Font. We have Michelle Bejeda and Chaos Williams. We have Jose Aldo and Marlon Vera. And then in the main event, obviously, we have Stephen Thompson and Geoff Neal. This fight card is going to be absolutely insane. But let's get started with the first fight of the night between Carlton Minus and Christos Giagos. Alright guys, so for this fight, it is a lightweight fight. On the prediction I made for this fight yesterday, once it was announced on 2 days notice, I definitely had Christos Giagos winning the fight, probably by unanimous decision. But guess what the odds are for this fight? Minus 320 for Christos Giagos. I honestly wouldn't take that. That's a little bit too much in my opinion. I would have Christos Giagos around minus 250, somewhere around there. To have him as a 3-1 favorite on 2 days notice, I think that is a little bit much considering he hasn't fought in a year and 3 months. So in my opinion, I would stay away from putting this fight in a parlay. This could be a parlay buster if you put Christos Giagos in there because he hasn't fought in a year and 3 months. He's coming back after a loss in his last fight. So I would definitely stay away from that fight. But the second fight on this fight card between Jimmy Flick and Cody Durden, I would not stay away from this one. Jimmy Flick is around minus 147 as a slight favorite to win the fight. Cody Durden is around plus 137 as a slight underdog to win the fight. I would definitely stay away from betting on Cody Durden in a straight bet in a parlay. Don't put him in anything, honestly. Jimmy Flick, I mean, a straight bet would be fine. He's currently sitting around minus 147. That would be a good straight bet. I would honestly say right now, no parlays over 3 or 4 people with Jimmy Flick. I think that is very, very risky to put Jimmy Flick in a parlay with more than 3 or 4 people. If you're going to put Jimmy Flick in a parlay, the only parlay that I would see as a pretty good parlay would be one with Tafon and Chukwi. I honestly think Tafon and Chukwi is the best parlay piece out of any of these fighters on this fight card. You can put Tafon and Chukwi with anyone on this fight card, and I think Tafon and Chukwi will win and help you in that parlay. So I'm definitely gonna put Jimmy Flick and Tafon and Chukwi in a parlay together. The payout for that is around plus 120, plus 115, so around there. So you're making back all of your money plus some. That's absolutely insane. And the guy that Tafon and Chukwi is fighting in Jamie Pickett likes to go forward. Tafon and Chukwi likes to go forward, but the thing is, Tafon and Chukwi has so much more speed, so much more power, and he could kick you with some amazing leg kicks and head kicks. I mean, he's such an all-around amazing fighter. He could be a lightweight or a welterweight. He just looks that good when he's out there at middleweight and light heavyweight. I definitely think that Tafon and Chukwi is going to dominate his fight, and that is why he's a perfect parlay piece for literally any parlay on this fight card. So, I mean, come on, Tafon and Chukwi, just put him in any parlay. He will 100% win the fight. And then the next fight on this fight card between Antonio Arroyo and Deron Wynn. Antonio Arroyo, minus 160 as his slight favorite. Deron Wynn, plus 150. Honestly, Antonio Arroyo, he has yet to win a fight inside the UFC. Deron Wynn, just coming off of his only 2 losses in MMA in his last 2 fights. That is why he's an underdog. The height and reach advantages for Antonio Arroyo in this fight are absolutely insane. I definitely do think Antonio Arroyo is going to win the fight, probably by unanimous decision or maybe a submission in the first or second round. But I might actually stay away from this one unless you're going to put Antonio Arroyo in a small parlay with a limited amount of money with Tafon and Chukwi. I say stay away from it. This fight is just a little bit too risky because if Deron Wynn can keep the fight on the feet, I think he'll do very, very well against Antonio Arroyo. It just depends on if Antonio Arroyo can get the fight to the ground. So I think that one, putting in a parlay or putting in a straight bet, is a little bit too risky, so I'd stay away from that one for this fight card. But the next fight on this fight card is Sijara Eubanks and Panny Kianzad. To be honest, guys, Sijara Eubanks, minus 150, Panny Kianzad, 143. I honestly think Sijara Eubanks is going to dominate this fight, and I do think this is the only instance where you might be able to add Sijara Eubanks to that parlay with Tafon Nchukwi and Jimmy Flick. I think Jimmy Flick has a very, very good chance of winning his fight. In my opinion, I'd have him around minus 180. Tafon Nchukwi, I think, is perfect at minus 315, and then Sijara Eubanks at minus 150. If you add all those three together in a parlay, that is plus 350, plus 360. That is absolutely insane returns on investment. I honestly might be dropping like $20, maybe $30 on that parlay. That would be absolutely insane. The next fight on the fight card between Carl Robertson and Dolce Lunyambula, I'm going to tell you guys right now, Dolce Lunyambula might be the upset of the night. Carl Robertson currently at minus 250. I think that is a little bit too generous. I would have Carl Robertson at minus 180, minus 190, somewhere around there. I think minus 250 is way, way off. Dolce Lunyambula, he is an absolute beast. His only loss up at light heavyweight to an absolute beast in Magomed Ankalaev, who's a top 15 light heavyweight fighter in the world, a future title challenger in my opinion. And 100%, I am staying away from betting on this one. Carl Robertson, minus 250. That is insane. I might put like $1-2 on Dolce Lunyambula just for the fun of it, because I think he could be the underdog of the night. But come on, Carl Robertson, minus 250. That is way too generous. But on to the next fight, the main prelim, Alex Morano and Anthony Pettis. Anthony Pettis, minus 220. Alex Morano, plus 196. Again, you might be able to put Anthony Pettis in a parlay with Tafon and Nchukwi, but that's about it. And maybe just do a straight bet with Anthony Pettis, but that's about it. Alex Morano, betting on him to win the fight. I honestly think the chances that Alex Morano wins his fight are like 10-15%. I don't think he has much chance against a former lightweight champion. So unless you guys are going to be putting Anthony Pettis in a straight bet or a parlay with someone like Tafon Nchukwi, I say stay away from the fight. And guys, that leads us to the main card on this UFC fight night. We have Jillian Robertson and Taila Santos. I'm telling you right now, the betting odds for this fight are super duper close. In my opinion, right now, before I tell you the odds of this fight, I would have Jillian Robertson at minus 135, Taila Santos around plus 120 to win the fight. Jillian Robertson is actually minus 107, Taila Santos is minus 102. I think Jillian Robertson is definitely going to win the fight. Her grappling is absolutely insane. She can go out there and get a submission in the first or second round. In my opinion, I think the fight's going to go all the way, and I have Jillian winning the fight by unanimous decision, but it's a little bit tough. You got Taila Santos out there trying to keep the fight on the feet for as long as possible. In my opinion, I think Taila Santos' record is like 5-1. She's fought literally nobody but bums outside of the UFC. Jillian Robertson has fought amazing competition in the UFC so far. I definitely think Jillian Robertson is going to dominate her fight against Taila Santos, and I would put Jillian Robertson in a parlay with Tafon Nchukwi, or just a straight bet for Jillian Robertson, because it is basically even money. But guys, that leads us to the next fight on this fight card. We have Greg Hardy and Marcin Tybura. Greg Hardy is usually sitting around minus 115, minus 110, somewhere around that range. Marcin Tybura is around plus 105, plus 108, around that range. I honestly would have this as an even money, minus 110, minus 110 for both of the fighters. I think this is a 50-50 fight, and seeing as Marcin Tybura is the underdog in this one, I might be dropping like $5 or $10 on Marcin Tybura in a straight bet, or put him in a parlay as usual with Tafon and Nchukwi. I think this fight's going to be very good. I have Marcin Tybura winning the fight by unanimous decision. If you can get the fight to the ground and tire Greg Hardy out on the ground. But that's the thing though, Marcin Tybura also tires out in his fights. I know it's going to be a very, very close fight, but I personally would have a $5 or $10 bet on Marcin Tybura to win the fight. Greg Hardy, you might be wanting to, if you believe in Greg Hardy that he's going to win the fight, which I don't. I have Marcin Tybura winning the fight, but if you guys truly believe that Greg Hardy's going to win the fight, obviously, just put him in a parlay with Tafon and Nchukwi. Literally every single one of these fights, you can put in a parlay with Tafon and Nchukwi, but that's absolutely insane. And that leads us to the next fight, which is absolutely insane. It is a bantamweight fight between Marlon Moraes and Rob Font. Marlon Moraes minus 150, Rob Font plus 130. I'm going to tell you guys right now, put Marlon Moraes in a parlay with guess who? Guess who, guys? With Tafon and Nchukwi. Come on, guys. Just put him in a parlay with Tafon and Nchukwi. Easy parlay, easy money right there. Marlon Moraes is going to go out there and chop the league leg of a Rob Font for 3 straight rounds. I don't think anyone's getting a finish in this one. I know Rob Font's going to try to be doing some wrestling in this fight. It's going to be tough with Marlon Moraes, constant pressure and going for a lot of leg kicks in this one. Keeping Rob Font away. Marlon Moraes has very, very good head movement. It moves around the cage very, very well. I have Marlon Moraes dominating the fight. Probably getting 29-28 unanimous unanimous decision. I think there's going to be one round where Rob Font can get the fight to the ground, dominate the fight on the ground, and get that round. But the other 2 rounds, I have Marlon Rice dominating the fight on the feet, and that is why I think Marlon Rice would be a good parlay piece, or a good straight bet with either Tafon and Chukwi, or just do that straight bet. But guys, that leads us to the next fight. This fight, guys, it's absolutely insane, guys. Even in the predictions that I did before for this fight between Chaos Williams and Michel Pereira, I actually had Chaos Williams winning the fight by first or second round knockout. But guess what, guys? I have changed my mind. Michel Pereira, I just kept on rewatching that fight with Zalimi Mandaev. His striking is absolutely insane. Even though Chaos Williams has a very significant reach advantage in this one, Michel Pereira, he's just so good. His striking is amazing. His submission skills are amazing. His wrestling is amazing. He has amazing knees. He has amazing elbows. He has amazing kicks. He's so athletic. Michel Pereira, just put him in a parlay with Tafon and Chukwi. I'm sorry, he's currently sitting around -120, -115. I think that's a perfect parlay piece with Tafon and Chukwi. Another amazing fight on this fight card. This fight could potentially be the fight of the night, or it could be a dud, but I have a feeling this fight is going to be the fight of the night. And guys, that leads us to the co-main event of the evening between Jose Aldo and Marlon Vera. Alright guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I have Jose Aldo winning the fight by unanimous decision. I think he's going to come back after 3 very disappointing losses to amazing fighters like Marlon Moraes, Petr Yan, and Alexander Volkanovski. This is a humongous step down against Marlon Vera. Jose Aldo's the -135 favorite to win this one. Marlon Vera, the +130 moderate underdog to win this one. I definitely have Jose Aldo winning the fight, but I definitely think it's too risky against a guy like Marlon Vera. Marlon Vera loves to put a lot of pressure on you, and if Jose Aldo cannot handle the pressure in this fight against Marlon Vera, I mean, it's just too risky, guys. I say stay away from the fight unless you're very confident in Jose Aldo winning the fight, and there I would probably put Jose Aldo again in another parlay with Tafon and Chukwi, or just put him in a straight bet, but I mean, I definitely think it's too risky with a guy like Marlon Vera against Jose Aldo, so I say stay away from the fight, or just put Jose Aldo in a parlay with Tafon and Chukwi. Alright guys, so Stephen Thompson, Neal, the main event of this UFC Fight Night 183. Personally, I have Stephen Thompson winning the fight by unanimous decision. I know it's very unlikely this fight goes to decision because we have 2 amazing strikers in this welterweight division. Obviously, Stephen Thompson has amazing leg kicks, amazing head kicks, amazing body kicks, literally everything to do with kicks. Stephen Thompson does absolutely amazing. I think he is personally the best striker in this welterweight division, but that's going to be a little bit tough with a guy like Neal out there putting a lot of pressure, just like Marlon Vera will try to do against Jose Aldo. That's why a lot of people are saying Neal is going to win the fight. He's going to put a lot of pressure on Stephen Thompson, not really allow him to get those leg kicks and get those kicks that he loves doing in his fights. If Neal can pressure him enough and maybe possibly get the fight to the ground against Stephen Thompson, then Neal will win the fight. But personally, I don't think that will happen. I think the fight will stay on the feet, and I do think that Stephen Thompson, even though he's 36, almost 37 years old, I think Stephen Thompson will win the fight by decision. I think he's just such an amazing striker and has very good takedown defense. But in my opinion, I think this fight is too close to call. I would not bet on this one. This one is too close. In my opinion, I'd have it at -110 for both of these fighters. I think this is another 50-50 fight on this fight card. I have Stephen Thompson winning, but a lot of people have Neal winning this fight. It's going to be close. I'd say stay away from it. But yeah, that is it for this fight card. 13 fights on this UFC Fight Night, the last fight night of the year. Should be an amazing fight card. Who do you guys have winning? What parlays do you guys think are good to put on this UFC Fight Night? Put that in the comment section below. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications. That would be absolutely insane if you did that. This has been a very fun video. I'm out of here.